some people who doesn't believe in resurrection, or even some people don't even believe in the death of Christ. They have their own doubts. So let's little bit dive today into that to make sure if Jesus rose from the dead, if Jesus actually really died or not. On the third day after Jesus was crucified, some of Jesus' followers went to the tomb, and they were surprised to see that the tomb was empty and Jesus' body wasn't there. And there was an angel sitting on the stone and told these people that he is risen. He is risen. Let us first look at the fact if Jesus really died. We know that the Bible tells us that he was scourged, he was beaten, he was nailed to the cross. And the medical explanation is, they say that if someone goes through a trauma, they call it as hypovolemic shock, which means that there will be a heavy loss of blood. When there is a heavy loss of blood, usually that leads to organ failures. And not only that, when a person dies, the water, it gathers around lungs and the heart. And that is called as pericardial effusion and pleural effusion. Actually, I'm not a medical doctor, but some of the research that I did made me to understand that the water will be gathered around the lungs and the heart. So if you look in the Bible, the soldiers, what they did was to make sure that Jesus died, they pierced a sword into his rib area, and then blood and water came. So that tells us that Jesus died, and that's the reason we see water coming out of his body. There are some people who say that, no, the disciples stole Jesus' body. Do you think that can really happen? The reason I say that is, the disciples were so afraid, they were so scared, they themselves were hiding in a room. So those kind of people with that kind of a fear, do you think they can come and steal the body of Jesus actually? And also there was a big stone that weighs around 1.5 to 2 tons of weight, and that is humanly impossible for 1 or 2 people to move that stone. They need really couple of strong people to move that stone. And there's also a Roman seal on the stone, and in those days anyone that tampers that seal, they have to face a heavy punishment. And also 24/7 the soldiers were on guard, and these soldiers are Roman soldiers. Okay, so and if the disciples have stolen the body, definitely the Roman soldiers, they would have found the body, and that would have been added to their benefit to show to the people that how deceitful these people are. So none of those things happened. And not only that, the history also showed some evidence of Jesus' resurrection. And history claims that there are traces of the death certificate related to Jesus of Nazareth that has been identified on the Holy Shroud of Turin, according to the Vatican researcher Dr. Barbara Frey. Actually, this Shroud of Turin, it's a linen cloth believed to have wrapped around Jesus' body. It bears the image of a crucified man with the wounds consistent with the gospel. And modern scientists, including X-ray fluorescence, and suggest that the cloth dates to the time of 2000 years ago. Some people even say that that might have been a wrong tomb, but actually that couldn't have been a wrong tomb, because it's not like the graveyards that we see here in today's world. This particular tomb where Jesus' body was laid, it was carved, it was carved in a garden. It belongs to a wealthy man who is called in the Bible as Joseph of Arimathea. So that is his garden, and that's his private tomb. So it cannot be confused with any other tomb like we have in our graveyards, and that tomb was empty till today. All 4 Gospels affirm that the tomb of Jesus was empty. And this tomb was not hiding in somewhere that people can't see. It is in Jerusalem in a public location. After Jesus' resurrection, he appeared to so many people. Mary Magdalene saw Jesus. Peter saw Jesus. Two disciples on the road of Emmaus saw Jesus. The apostles saw Jesus. And disciples at the Sea of Tiberias saw him. And there are 500 brethren at once saw Jesus. So there are many people that saw Jesus. And in Jerusalem, all these historical places are there. The Church of Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem marks the traditional site of his burial and resurrection. And there are so many people visit that place even till today. As Jesus' disciples, we can be assured that Jesus rose from the dead and he prepared a place for you and me, so that one day when we close our eyes here on earth, we will see him up in heaven. God bless you all.